Dan, qualifying an All-Ireland final, first question, how does it feel?
Feels unbelievable. It's been a dream of mine to play in Croke Park since I was a wee boy, and to finally get there, it's just something I couldn't imagine over lockdown whenever doing all those hard yards of training in the gym, but it's finally here.
It's been a really hectic few weeks between, games coming week after week.
Yeah.
How have you dealt with that?
Just focusing between the games and recovery and making sure your mind's in the right state to go for the next game and not to be thinking too much about the past game.
And on today's game, coming into it, did you see yourselves as favourites or underdogs here today?
Well, this would have been the first time we would have been going in as underdogs. I know Meath were tipped to win the All-Ireland, beat Dublin and went through a tough Leinster Championship, and I know we'd been through the Ulster, but definitely would have been going through as underdogs in this game.
The game itself, what did you think at half time at 4-all, and you had missed 1-6 at that stage? How did you take half time?
We just came in half time, got ourselves up, and knew we had a better half in us, because missing all those shots we knew in the second half with the wind and that bit of the sun out of our eyes would be helping us.
And you can see the penalty, Meath get the goal. You were really backed into a corner at that point.
Well, definitely the Tyrone and Monaghan game would have helped us with that, because we've been through 2 tough games where we've been put against the wall, and we just knew we had to dig in. The penalty, that's just the character of these players. We just know we always have to dig in.
You got a goal there. There was a block. I think it was Callum.
Callum came in and made a great impact in the game. Got me the block, or made a block, and then fisted me the ball, and I got the goal, thankfully. But that just gave us the belief to go on and win it.
In the last few minutes, whenever the margin, was what it was, were you able to enjoy that past few minutes of the game?
Not really, no, because they're just focusing on making sure they had no chances for goals, because you just never know in these sort of games what can happen. And
finally, I suppose there was a photograph floating about of you. How much stick or how many messages did you get over the head of it?
Too many. I was just it's funny now reading the comments, just seeing all the different people's opinions on it, but
you obviously put the head down and did the work.
Over lockdown, definitely I would have put a good bit of work in whenever there was a break.
And is that sort of like a daily basis? Were you just going flat out at it?
No, I would have. Well, over lockdown, whenever there was nothing else on, I probably could have gone most days, just get something done. I was almost doing it just to pass the time, just because it's so much of it, so much time. But
and you've only a week to look forward to an All-Ireland final.
That's the thing.
It's a week that you'll really enjoy, I'm sure.
You can't even think too much about winning the All-Ireland semi, because it's just a week to the next game, so it's just about getting the recovery in and focusing on the final.